Alright, I'm happy with that. Yep, great. It's fantastic. Taking the pass. Now we got the card advantage. We absolutely have to put KOB back in deck to get that value. Definitely don't want him in hand. Tax collector is pretty good to see. First thing has to go back. Gotta find Savola. Come on, Savola. Yes! Get some! That's what I'm talking about. Hell yes.
Corporations are people.
Bring it on. What's up, my friends, and welcome back to another off-meta deck. For today, I've developed an off-the-books list for you. So this leader allows us to gain 2 coins, we have 4 charges of this, and our tributes cost 1 coin less, which is fantastic. So basically, you know, to synergize with leader, we've got a list full of tribute units, let's say. The way you're looking to use our leader ability is really in combination with Savola when you're looking to commit that, Moreelse, and perhaps with some spenders. The stratagem that we're using is Tiger's Eye. So you could have the Eye of the Tiger when you're playing this deck, guys. You've got to stay sharp and on your toes. It allows you to gain 5 coins when we go first. It's pretty great to help us pull the boat out, okay? The thinning unit. So what I'm going to do is run you through this list bottom up and explain how best to play each card in this deck and when to play it during a match. So let's begin with the bronzes we have down here. We have double Fistech Trafficker. This unit can be used offensively to destroy a unit of your opponent's because it's giving poison. So you could play both of these copies together to destroy something. Or if you want to use it defensively, you can use it that way to gain coins, because if we self-poison an allied unit, we're gaining 3. Usually you're going to use this for control though, so offensively on your opponent's units, feel free to use Fistech Trafficker anytime during the match. Usually I like to search for Fistech Trafficker or Fistech to have that copy of either one first round at least. Sea Jackals are just a nice way to manage our coins, the profit we're gaining. You usually like to play them after having a full pouch. Let's say round 1 you've gone first and you've clicked stratagem, you've got tax collector getting your coins, you know, you get to 9 coins in pouch. Then what you do is you'd play Sea Jackal down to work with its horde of 7, boost off by 3 instead, so you'd click Sea Jackal just so you don't over profit, okay? So Sea Jackal's a nice spender to have round 1, and then you use the other copy anytime later in the match. We definitely need ways to gain profit to maximize the use of our spenders in this deck. So we're playing double tax collector in this list. It's locked to the range row. Every allied turn on turn end, we're gaining 1 coin. This is a great proactive card to open up with into any round that you play into. So I'd recommend playing 1 tax collector round 1, and then in the other rounds you're looking to commit, feel free to commit tax collector at those times too, round 2 and 3. Renegade Mage. We are damaging a unit by 3 instead on deploy, and we don't have to pay a tribute of 1 coin because of our leader ability. So this plays 4 for 7, not bad, offers some extra reach with control. Just use them flexibly anytime you'd like in a match. Fistech, keep in mind Fistech Trafficker, how we're looking to use it. You can use Fistech the same way. Obviously with Fistech though, we're not looking to self-poison at all because we're gaining the profit no matter what unit we're poisoning. So you get 4 profit. This acts as a control card, so wait till something comes up with a big boost and go ahead and commit it. Just keep in mind not over profiting and wasting coins. So round 1 or whatever round you're looking to commit into, like, you know, Fist Tech Traffickers could be round 1 and maybe round 2 or 3 you could go Fist Tech. Try to spread them out. Witch Hunter Executioner. It is a nice offensive spender for us. It gives us profit 2. The fee is that you give an enemy unit bleeding for 1 turn. Could be pretty nice against armored decks such as dwarf decks at this time. If a unit has bounty, you get to damage it though with Witch Hunter Executioner, which is pretty nice. So really what you want to do is keep in mind that we can give bounty through Kurt, and you want to commit the Witch Hunter Executioner when we're playing the Witchfinder. I think that's a great idea because this is constantly placing bounties on units. So try to commit these at those points. Double Salamandra Mage. Tribute 4, damage 3 adjacent enemy units by 2. Pretty good value. Whenever you pay a tribute ability, gain 1 coin. Adrenaline 5, you're gaining 2 coins. So try to look to play this closer to the Adrenaline 5 condition for better value. But it's going to do well against opponents that row stack their units a lot, and just use them anytime throughout a match. Try to save 1 per round if you can. Like, commit 1 round 1, don't try to use them both in the same round unless you're like pushing hard maybe in round 2 or 3. With Kurt, it's quite nice in this list because it offers us 2 different things. We could purify a unit when playing this on the ranged row, which works great in this current time against resilience units like Siri Nova, which is out and about a lot. Even against the dwarf decks which play resilience units, Kurt gives real solid value. In addition to that, if you want to go ahead and play it on the melee row, place a bounty on an enemy unit. Like, you could play it melee row if you have Freak Show with you, Witch Hunter Executioner, and even Moreelse, and then you could just kill that unit off through these units. So just play it as you need to. Knickers is a card to grant our deck consistency. This is a card you always want to keep in your deck. And, you know, when I first formulated this list, it felt really strong, but it did feel like it lacked consistency. So that's why I've added Knickers in here. But if you want to spread the provisions around, you can go for different variations of consistency cards. This is just my variation. So this card will get thinned out to the deck, and the probability of it getting thinned out to the deck increases the less cards you have in hand. Horsun's Freak Show, always been a solid spender of Syndicate decks. Profit 2 on deploy. You get to damage an enemy unit by 2, fee 2, simple. It's a melee rowlock card. Use it anytime you'd like during the match. Really good to play this with a Witchfinder unit. Flying Redanian is a card that we always want to have in our deck, and it grants consistency similar to Knickers. On Horde 9, we thin it out from our deck. So keep in mind you do want to get a full pouch at the end of a turn just to get this out. Prioritize that around 1. And then you can constantly bring this back out from our graveyard throughout the match as it progresses. Moreelse is a solid Tall Punish card. That's how we'd like to use this. Tribute 6, destroy an enemy unit instead of damaging it. So you can just look to use this for 4 points of damage, but really what we want to do is pay the tribute and just look to wipe something out that's of real tall power. Okay, so try to use this sparingly. Obviously it's a very strong card. If your opponent plays a powerful engine, perhaps, you know, a defender, maybe those are the kind of cards you want to commit Moreelse onto. Everyone's pretty familiar with Savola. Profit 2 when you play it. Tribute 9, spawn a Savola's Frightener in this row. So we are getting this construct token unit that you see here. Solid point swing, as you can imagine. And it's a really good way to end the match, I feel, because we typically thin out King of Beggars at that point. Gives us a spender, keeps the Frightener safe from Tall Punish, and yeah, feels really good to play this as a final say. More consistency in the deck. I've gone for Royal Decree. I know you could go ahead and play that that other card that gives you coins. that's devotion based for Syndicate. But you know, I really think that certainty is such an important factor in deck building. Like, you want to know exactly what you're getting, and you want to be able to get exactly what you want when you want it, right? So that's why I've gone for Royal Decree. It just allows you to play a unit from your deck. King of Beggars is a card that you're always going to keep in your deck. And basically when we're paying tributes, we're getting coins back, okay? That's how this works simply. It is a spender as well that gets thinned out to the deck once we've paid a certain amount of tributes, up to 12. So this counter will be going down as we pay tributes. And typically what happens in our list is when we play Savola, at the end of a match he usually comes out. Depends what tributes we've paid before that. But yeah, at the end of the match, King of Beggars gets thinned out to the deck, to the board, pardon me. And you can just go ahead and pay your remaining coins into it, which is pretty neat if you didn't have any spenders left on the board. Jacks. This is just to help in round 2 if you want to push for a bleed. A good proactive play. Works with King of Beggars because you're paying tribute for. And even though we're not devotion, Jacks is fine in this form to be played. What we're missing out on is only Veil, and also whenever you play a Firesworn card, gain 1 coin. So it's not too much that we're sacrificing. I don't mind playing him non-devotion in this form. Still a good spender, still good tempo. Use Jacks to push into round 2. Then we have Professor. This premium artwork's pretty cool for Professor, I really like it. The deploy is that you put a bounty on an enemy unit and damage it by 4. Tribute 3, you can ignore a target's armor, which can be nice against dwarf decks at this time perhaps. But yeah, Professor, he just offers us some extra control. Use him anytime throughout a match really. And then we've got the Witchfinder here. Very tough chick. Spawn 3 Syndicate Crowns on deploy. So it's given us coins to use, which is quite nice. At the end of your turn, if no enemy unit has a bounty, place a bounty on the highest power enemy unit. So the idea is that when you're going into a round, you're going to play something proactive, maybe like a tax collector, maybe like Jacks. And then the second your opponent plays a unit, or even if they're bleeding you, you just wait till there's a unit on the board, then you play Witchfinder down so you get that bounty on it right away so you don't lose out on that value in case she gets answered. And you know, then you're going to play the Witch Hunter Executioner, you can play Freak Show, you can play all your control cards to synergize with the bounty, destroy the unit, gain coins, etc. This is really a card you play like round 2 or 3. You're going to try to save this and not play it round 1. Okay, so now I'm just going to quickly run you through the strategy for this deck, now that we've outlined the list. So optimally what I'd say is, if we're going first round 1, you go ahead and click Tiger's Eye right away. We want to ensure getting to a full pouch of coins to thin out Flying Redanian. So you can play 1 Tax Collector round 1, carry either the double Fist Tech Traffickers or Fist Tech with you for control, have a spender on you like Sea Jackal. You can play your bronzes out like these cards here, Salamander Mage, perhaps Freak Show, and it should be enough to get you around control, I believe. And then what you want to do is, you can bleed with our deck or you can go for a long round 3. Really, it's up to you and it depends on the kind of deck you're versing. If they're like more of a solitaire kind of deck where they're not control heavy and they're not going to damage your units down too much, I'd probably suggest going a long round 3. But if they're a control list like Siege, just try to bleed them. And what you want to do is, you can open up proactively with Jacks. From there, when your opponent plays a unit, you can play the Witchfinder. And then you could play cards like the Witch Hunter Executioner, any of your other bronze cards that you have. You could definitely 2-0 with our list because Savola is a ton of points with KOB. But if not, and it doesn't look like the 2-0 is there, definitely we have short round 3 potential with Savola and whatever other cards you have remaining. And I'm quite sure it'll be enough to win you the match. This list is pretty strong. I've had a lot of nice wins with it off this recording as well as on this recording. So please share your feedback down below. and I hope you have a lot of success and fun playing this. Alright my friends, Mahakam Forge. We don't want to see King of Beggars ever in hand. Definitely keep him away. So the rest of the cards not too bad. We've got double fist tech, so I say, you know, we pass off the Trafficker. We don't want to promote drug use on this channel. Dwarven Chariot. Wow, I guess for the boost. Aggressive play.
This world,
right off the bat.
Two things are certain.
They ain't playing around, guys. They are not messing around with us. They're here to win. Like, we could just play our poisons out onto it. That'd be great. See, that's why I love playing poisons. They just, like, surpass any of that armor stuff. So good.
Children giving parents up unto death. It is inevitable.
So, I mean, should I use Fist Tech right now? What if they're gonna, like, purify it somehow? Maybe they play, like, Dryad's Caress onto that and then purify it. I don't know, I'm just trying to think ahead. Maybe I should just answer it right now while I can, even though I overprofit. But, you know, in saying that, we get Boat out. Because you never know what they're gonna do the more time they've got. So I could play Sea Jackal. Berserker.
I only loot corpses, except sometimes they're quite fresh.
So they haven't activated Seer yet, they're just leaving it. Which is interesting. Tempering? Yeah, Tempering's a pretty good play here.
What? Out of breath already?
Hey, Zoltan Warrior's great to get out.
Always willing.
I'm pretty happy to see that out. Not a bad pass point. All things considered, we answered the resilience unit. Just thin knickers, which is great. And, you know, Zoltan Warrior's pretty solid there. I mean, Dwarfs are really strong on the bleed though as well, so we will need our cards to answer whatever we see. Moreelse is very good to see. We could get Witchfinder with this. But we pretty much got everything if you look at it for what it is. That's really bad. See if they want a long round or pass. Yep.
Devil's blooter it all.
Definitely expected.
Evil is at work. There have been sightings.
Could play Freak Show out.
Humans above,
Okay.
beasts below. Don't know which is worse.
I don't know, do we go Moreelse onto that?
Caleb Mingle will crush you and all your dad.
Maybe I should have clicked those coins in case they pass. That's something to think about too, because then I kind of waste the coins. Yeah, I gotta be a bit more careful there. Hopefully they play on. Come on, play card. You can do it. Goes Justice. Justice is pretty good tempo.
Next time it'll be personal.
Shall it be? It could be this. Alright, I'm happy with that. Yep, great. It's fantastic. Taking the pass. Now we've got the card advantage. We absolutely have to put KOB back in deck to get that value. Definitely don't want him in hand. Tax Collector's pretty good to see. First thing has to go back. Gotta find Savola. Come on, Savola. Yes! Get some! That's what I'm talking about. Hell yes.
Corporations are people.
Bring it on. Professor looks like a pretty good clean kill back there, doesn't it? So, we could go ahead and hit it.
Fear's already besmirched your breeches, I presume.
Wow, it's Brewer.
Hammers enough. Let's get to work.
Yeah, we don't really have an answer for it, do we? I'm just thinking, how do we answer that? Well, we could use these to like damage the armor off of these units. What do you guys think? Maybe that's a good way to work around it.
Learn that spell in Zerrikania.
I mean, they need to be armored units. Right. Oh, crap.
The flames of righteousness do not scorch the innocent.
Maybe we can get rid of Bruver's armor with this unit. I'm hoping. Hopefully they don't have any more ways to give armor. Even now it's going to be a solid boost with them. What is it, 7 points? Crap. We really have to answer Bruver though. Alright, here we go. We are over profiting by doing this. But I feel we have to do this now.
Evil's not going anywhere.
The time of sword and axe, the age of the woven storm is nigh.
Do you think we can catch up? We'll have a look.
Damn the horse sons!
At least we answered Bruver somehow.
Best not play with fire, liable to get burnt.
Let's do that. Last card.
I've never run from no one.
Alright, let's have a look if we got it, guys. So we can click one more.
I want to see corpses! Corpses everywhere!
Yes, that's what I'm talking about, man. Oh, yes, we got the answer. We had it. Okay, my friends, coming up against Stockpile here. Definitely don't want to see Knickers in hand. We can shuffle that back. Maybe double of these is a bit excessive. Same with a Sea Jackal, really. Let's put one of these back. Okay, we've got a few duplicates in this round. They're going first. I think if we're just playing tax collectors out, they're just gonna get destroyed right away and answered. May play into this a bit slow.
The docks! The docks! Which way to the docks?
But generally what you want to do is open up with the tax collectors and start generating coin as early as possible. Okay, so now that they've wasted that control, I might play a tax collector.
This world only
See if it
two
sticks.
things are certain.
Movement. I guess it's kind of good to get a card like that out of them. Could try to self-poison just to get some
My
coins.
purest here is purest in all Novigrad.
Might be a bit difficult to get round control judging by our hand and what they're playing. So I'm not going to try to waste too much.
To the dungeon within.
Yeah, they're playing that.
Corporations are people too.
Bombardment? Okay. So we could play this now.
Best not play with fire, liable to get burnt.
Pretty nice for us. Could hit Sea Jackal here.
Can use this. Not sure for what just yet, but
Maybe Professor? We could pay the tribute for this. We could also kill that off back there. Maybe that's a good idea. We just answer that first.
You miss one bloody lecture on portals, and it's your life.
Professor could be a nice little point swing, but it really depends how much they're going to commit now.
Truly extraordinaire.
Let's kill that off. Yeah, I think we can pass now. Right. We didn't get the thin bird out, unfortunately. Maybe I should have killed the frigate here. But yeah, it looks like a good pass point. Yeah, if I had put a bounty on that, then we could have drawn boat out there. That card was veiled, but at the same time it was an engine. So, you know, it's a bit of give and take. So we need a potential dry pass card. It could just be this. I also might pass off Kurt at this point to look for something better. Alright. They're playing into it. Wow. So how can we work around this?
The job's a job.
So that's going to be our poison target. Okay, so they waste bombardment here, which is great. I say we just poison again, and we don't play a unit. Just for the sake of the situation. And then we can just slam Sea Jackal. Right, so they're going all in. Wow. Okay.
I only loot corpses, except sometimes they're quite fresh.
Love to hear him beg for mercy. Not that it helps.
I'll just take it. So it's great to see that they've gotten leader out there and we get to save ours. Very nice. And hopefully we just pull into like Savola and we should be able to bring it home. Yes, great, great. But is that going to pull King of Beggars out? No. Maybe one more click. Ah, yes, beautiful short round hand. We're pleased to see this. So yeah, I think we're opening up like this.
The time of sword and axe, the age of the wolf,
Which is great.
nigh.
Blocks it.
What can I do for you?
There we go. Got it. Sweet. Hey my friends, coming up against Tactical Decision here. Knickers we never want to see in hand. We do have these two poisons, so we can consider passing a Fist Tech. We're going first. So it could be a mill deck we're facing, hey? Yeah. So we don't have a tax collector. Perhaps we go Decree for a tax collector.
No.
Let's
dwarves
take
do
it
not
from there.
qualify for childcare tax relief.
Need some way to get coins. It's gonna be mill.
What is truth? If
Right.
Here's our chance.
Okay, we could kill that off right away with this.
What? Out of breath already?
Get rid of that assimilate value. We're trying to get up to 9 coins before we spend so we can thin out boat. But you know, in saying that, we're versing mill, so thinning's not really the best thing to do. Gives them increased odds of getting to your gold cards, right?
We follow Letho's lead.
Could go Kurt there. Put a bounty on it.
To the fires with them! To the fire!
Then look to play Freak Show. Golden Necker, right. Okay, so they got one dead card. Oh wow. Get Savola out.
Time to get our hands dirty.
Okay, so they don't play it. Getting Savola out's pretty big. But, you know, we've got Poisons to answer T-Ball there.
My fist takes purest tea, purest in all Novigrad.
Which is great. Wow, we get Knickers and Boat. I don't know, this could be a bit bad now as well. Because we're thinning a bit.
This dance.
Yeah, I think we really got to push for the 2-0. Okay, so we don't want to over profit at the same time. So it's got to be Sea Jackal then, doesn't it?
Can use this. Not sure for what just yet, but
Could just leave it on 7. We haven't really paid any tributes yet for King of Beggars.
Not all
Goes leader.
end in bloodshed.
Let's hope they didn't get their thinning package. Oh wow, they really missed. That's great news for us.
I shall be your eyes, my lord.
It's not the best for them.
Evil's not going anywhere.
Savola was a great role for them, but the rest really hasn't been that good from the looks of it.
Pleasure doing business with you.
So if we can save Moreelse, Jax, that'd be pretty good.
So much anger and suffering.
We can definitely answer that through Freak Show. We're starting to go ahead on points now, guys, which is great. We definitely want to get round control, just push for a solid 2-0. We don't want to mess around with no long rounds against a list like this. As you can see, our deck is pretty thinned out from their milling. So longer rounds against these kinds of decks is not good.
an interesting choice.
Okay, he gets Professor. That's a pretty good hit for them. It is. So they're likely to have Ring of Favor in hand, so maybe we're going to commit Moreelse to when they play that.
The docks! The docks! Which way to the docks?
Yeah, there's ring. Okay. Yeah, so it's gotta be Moreelse.
The eternal fire casts a long shadow.
I think that should get us the round control. Yep, great. And now let's try to 2-0 as best as possible. We must try. Yeah, I think we're just keeping it, right? What else do we have? Yeah, we're just gonna keep this hand. That'll do.
The time of sword and axe, the age of the wolven storm is nigh.
We can click leader to pull boat out. So we're just short for King of Beggars, aren't we?
Is there anyone here to whom I can
Well, yeah, they
entrust
mill
my
it
message?
anyway. That's fine. So Jax is our only spender. So if they've got Yennefer, could be pretty bad news.
Abhorrent monstrosities, inconceivably grotesque.
Let's hope they don't have good cards left in hand.
Here's our chance.
Row stacking's good, we want to see that. That will make our Salamander Mage even better. Question is, do we hold off on the poisons or do we use them now? Maybe we use them, I don't know. They're kind of a tall punish card. Maybe I'm just playing this now.
Learn that spell in Zerrikania.
Operator? Okay, let's hope they don't have any tall punish in hand. It really comes down to Jax sticking here.
The job's a job.
The biggest damn Jax you've ever seen. Let's see if they got the answer. 30 points if they got an answer, yeah. Last card. Oh, yes! Oh, hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about.